How's it going, YouTube? My name's Mark. Welcome back to round 4 of PSGL, and we are around Qatar. As you can see, we're already on a qualifying lap here. We already did one before this, but it wasn't too great, so obviously no point showing that one. But on the second lap, we sort of got a little bit distracted into turn 1 by the McLaren leaving the pits, but obviously nothing can be done about that. I was going to say no issue there, but moving in through the lap, we are already up by 2 to 2.5 tenths. We were up by 3 tenths, so already a big improvement onto the previous one. This is my first time actually racing round here without any sort of assist, without any lines, corners only, or traction control. Didn't really do much practice, and it sort of showed in the race that I didn't do much practice throughout in preparation for this race, and throughout the race it just sort of showed little mistakes that I was making, corners that I should have really been going flat, I wasn't, braking in certain corners when all you needed to do was just lift. But coming to end of this lap, this is our second lap, and as you can see we're already up 8 tenths, and we're still sort of going no, we're going down a little bit, but so 8 tenths will be the improvement. And what time will that put us under? That will put us under 22.7. We are P9, but at the end of it all we drop down to P12. On our final lap, we go into the hairpin sort of section. We are up by almost half a tenth, almost going to a tenth, but then when we go through this corner, we sort of go onto the throttle a little bit too early, and this is becoming a sort of routine, if you can call it that, something that becomes a regular recurrence in my videos, where I just put the power down a little bit too early. But going into the race, we have the start of the race with the 5 red lights, and we go towards the first corner. Nothing really chaotic to begin with. I do make a big mistake and lose the momentum out of that corner, meaning that we do drop positions. We go around the outside of our teammate Andy, and just can't get the traction down. We get pushed out wide a little bit, not too bad, not like Jarno Opmeer where we had to go over the sausage curbs. And we try and go down the inside here with a little bit fresher rubber. Andy doesn't really leave us the space, and we do sort of understeer out a little bit. But then going into this hairpin section, we end up taking that position. Nothing really happens for the first few laps, and then another occurrence that I seem to be getting in PSGL is cars disappearing. So as you can see, he is in P11 and then disappears back all the way to the second to last corner. So that is not obviously ideal. One of the other occurrences that we seem to have is Chris. Chris seems to be always near us, or we always seem to be near Chris, but one of the Alfa Romeos, I think, either crashed in the pit entry or and the exit of the final corner. But as we overtake Chris to make ourselves go up to P9, lap 14, nothing's really happened. We've sort of held our position, but our tyres are over 50% at the moment. As you can see, we go wide a little bit. We've already got a 3-second warning, and we just lock the rears. Make contact with the McLaren and get spun out. And now we decide to pit at the end of lap 14. We've lost so much time. We pit onto the hards. That probably isn't the best strategy. Hopefully we can do a better one for WOR on Monday. Now, towards the end of the race, I decided to check if I was gaining to Andy, and that little notice thing stayed on my screen for a good couple of laps, which was quite distracting. But what can you do? It's just part of the game, and we end up coming across the line P10, 9 seconds of penalties. I think every single person except for one driver got penalties. Yeah, it is what it is. Nothing really much that we can do, and yeah, one race to sort of forget about. Hopefully in WOR we do a little bit better, but we'll see that next week.